WrestlePod is supported by viewers like you. To support WrestlePod and the other programs on this channel, visit patreon.com/Ian Beaumont live and direct. It's NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4 this Saturday, and we've got predictions coming up next, right here on WrestlePod. From Ian Beaumont, live and direct, this is WrestlePod. Welcome along. Ian Beaumont here, good to be with you once again. It's a whole long run of many videos coming out right about this week because of NXT Takeover and SummerSlam. We're going to be doing predictions for all of that as well. And reviews, and maybe a live stream or two. We'll see. But let's start with predictions for NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4. This is a 5-match card again, and there's only one match that isn't for a title. So let's kick off with that non-title match. Velveteen Dream taking on Ethan Carter III, EC3. Gotta say, this is becoming Velveteen Dream's role. Well, it has been, I think, throughout many of these takeover shows, kind of star-making performances. He makes stars out of other people. Very much that's also been the Cassius Ohno role as well. But Velveteen Dream very much making other people into stars, which is what he's going to do here. EC3 is going to pick up the win. It's not a hard call, this one. But definitely this is... Well, there's a lot of great contenders for match of the night. But this is probably the dark horse match of the night of the bunch. Next up, Undisputed Era in the form of Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, taking on Mustache Mountain, otherwise known as Tyler Bate, and Trent Seven for the NXT World Tag Team Championship. Gotta say, this match is very, well, all of these matches are very hard to call. All these title matches, you can't say, oh, this is going to happen for certain, because there's a lot of mixing and matching of things here. What happens with Adam Cole, for instance, and Undisputed Era? Do we think they're going to both lose titles here? Probably not, but one might not. Which way is it going to go? You don't know, really. It's very hard to sort of say for certain what's going to happen. Certainly there's no benefit here now, I think, to putting the titles back on Tyler Bate and Trent Seven, because I have had them, albeit only for a couple of weeks. But, yeah, I don't think Mustache Mountain are winning this one. I think we're going to have attention for Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. Next up, the NXT North American Championship. Adam Cole, baby, versus Ricochet. And, well, what can I say here? This is the one where I think the title change, this is one where I think title change is likely. There's no obvious reason for keeping the title on Cole any longer. It's time to bring him up into the NXT World Championship picture. And my feeling is that Ricochet, as the new boy, probably deserves this title more than anything at the moment to help get him over with the NXT crowd for more than just the crazy flips. So, Ricochet, your new NXT North American Champion. That's my prediction. Next up, it is the NXT Women's Championship match. Shayna Baszler defending against Kairi Sane, a repeat of last year's Mae Young Classic final. I gotta admit, I'm a little bit thing here on this one because Sane won last year's Mae Young Classic, defeating Baszler. But Baszler's been pretty dominant in the NXT Women's Division. My instinct here is kind of that they're going to set up this idea that Kairi Sane has Shayna Baszler's number, and she's going to take the title off her here a year to the day, as it were. 1 year later, and they say, hey, Kairi Sane, has got your number, Shayna. So, yeah, that's kind of what I think is going to happen here. Your new NXT Women's World Champion, Kairi Sane. And finally, what should have been a triple threat match, but has ended up being a last man standing match. Should have been Tommaso Ciampa defending against Aleister Black and Johnny Gargano. In fact, it is just Ciampa Gargano again. Ciampa Gargano Part 3. But in a last man standing match for the NXT Championship. This has probably been a bit rushed through from the original plans. I don't think they were going... But basically, I think the original plan was to have Gargano take the belt from Ciampa. And I think they're going to stick to that. Because I think I think that was always the plan, and I don't think just because they're having to do it a couple of months sooner than they planned means they're going to significantly change that deal. Other than they could do that and make it a quadrilogy, 4-match series, but and have Gargano win the thing. But then there will always it will turn into a 5-match series at that point, which it could be anyway. But my feeling is the plan was for a 3-match series, and Gargano will take the belt from Ciampa. Probably too early to do that, really, but I think that's the plan, and I think that's what they're going to go with. So, Johnny Gargano will be your new NXT World Champion. So, those are your predictions for NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4. Tomorrow, well, next episode, will be SummerSlam predictions. We will have those for you. Then we will review Takeover 4. And then we'll review SummerSlam. So that's the kind of plan. There might be some live streams in the middle of all that. We'll see. But that is it for now. I've been Ian Beaumont. Thank you very much for watching. Stay sharp. Stay tuned.